Hey guys, this is a video for the Malygos fight. It's broken up into three phases. There's a ground phase, an adds phase, and then the last phase where you take over the Drake and DPS from the Drake. Let's start up here. I like to put my pet across the platform for Malygos, so he has to come across, and I can really kind of judge where I want Malygos to be tanked. Just do the move to and a misdirect onto him should set it up fine. First phase is pretty much tank and spank except for a vortex he's going to suck you up into, at which point your pet will despawn. While you're up in the vortex you can still DPS him, and you should be DPSing him the whole time so you can beat the enrage timer. Whenever you drop down out of the vortex, which is about to start up, your pet will respawn. It'll often only spawn with about 7,000 health, as they like to do. So you just have to make sure your pet is back at full health before you feign off Malygos' aggro and put Malygos back on your pet. In between the vortexes, he's going to summon 2 power sparks. They'll buff his damage by 50% if they reach him. You want to kind of intercept him, kill them before they get there, and stand in the kind of the aura that they leave behind, which will buff your damage by 50%. Just so you can beat the enrage timer. That'll help you kind of get into the next phase faster. I think that spark right there gets to him and buffs his damage. Doesn't really matter. He's not going to kill your pet. You can see where the next power spark is going to come. It was sitting across the map from me right there. Whenever he drops us here, you notice I have to sit in a deterrence for a second because my pet's health hasn't reached up to max yet. He was sitting at 7k, so if you see that, you don't want to put Malygos on your pet at 7k health, so just sit in a deterrence for a second until your pet's health gets up. There's a spark right there. I'm going to go ahead and wait for it to get into range. Go ahead and just pop it and start DPSing Malygos from there and push him into the next phase. This is the add phase. There's going to be a couple of ground adds and a couple of air adds. You need to make sure you're feigned at the start of this phase so that you do not aggro the adds in the air, or they can kill you. I don't think, if you've done this before, I don't think you really need to stand inside the orbs he puts on the ground anymore. You're probably fine. I do. Whenever I'm in here, I've just done it so many times that way, so I just go ahead and do it. When my pet is tanking the ground adds in this phase, he always likes to stand on top of me, even when he has aggro on him. He just follows me around, so I just use move 2 and make him stand somewhere else and tank him. I always kill the 2 ground adds first, and then steal one of their little discs there and use it to go up and kill the air adds. This fight's really simple. You know, like I said, if you did it back when it was new, you've pretty much seen everything. There's really just a couple of things that you kind of need to change just so you can survive it on your own. Two ground ones are down. Gonna go ahead and just take out the air adds at this point. You certainly want to use your DPS cooldowns when you can find a window for it. Your first couple kills, you might be getting pretty close to the enrage timer if you're trying to learn the fight, so definitely try and pump out as much DPS as you can. Sometimes during the transition into phase 3, when the ground gives out and you land on your Drake, you'll just pass right through your Drake and fall all the way down and die. It's just there's nothing you can really do about that. You just have to restart the fight. This is probably the phase that most people struggle with, if anyone's still struggling at this point. There's really only 3 abilities for the Drake that you're going to use during this phase. There's one ability, which is the first one, which will build up combo points. The second ability will use combo points and put a stacking dot on Malygos. And the third ability will put a stacking hot on yourself, which stacks up 5 times. Before he aggroes, when you're on the Drake, I like to go ahead and stack my hot 5 times before he's even able to be engaged. And then you'll start off with a rotation of 1, 1, 2, and 3, going down the abilities. Make sure that those abilities fire though before you move on to the next one, because it's like a rogue or a hunter, you have to build up enough energy before you can use the ability. I'm standing a little close to him at this point. It's really hard for me to dodge those lightning balls that he threw out. He just hit me with one right there. There's no way I could have dodged that. I'm just standing way too close to him. Might not kill you, but you don't want to take any kind of needless damage. I'll back up here in a second when I figure out that I'm just not able to dodge him at that point. See, I jump out right there and I only take one tick of it from there. As long as you keep your hot rolling at 5 stacks, don't let the dot you put on him fall off. You should be fine. Whenever you use 2 combo points, it puts the dot at a duration of 14 seconds. So you have plenty of time to reestablish the dot. I usually kill him with about like 20 or low 20s stacks of dot. That's usually when he dies. That's pretty much it to this fight. I've had, he can drop 2 different drakes, the blue drake and the azure drake. I've had the blue drake drop quite a few times. The last time was a couple weeks ago. I believe he has a 3% chance to drop either one of those drakes. I've had the blue drake since Wrath of the Lich King, but I haven't seen the azure drake drop yet. But hopefully he drops it for you guys soon. Good luck.